Hi guys, it's Marijka, Milton Public Library, back with you today for week 3 of historical fiction. So here we go. The first book that I'm bringing you today is called Finding Langston. This book is by Lesa, Cline-Ransome. So in this book, we meet Langston, and Langston is a young black boy who has recently relocated to Chicago from Alabama as part of the Great Migration. So for the first time in Langston's life, he is able to visit a library. And as we all know, visiting libraries is absolutely amazing and everyone should do it regularly. So he starts visiting the library in Chicago. And in these visits, he finds the work of Langston Hughes, who he is named after. Now, Langston Hughes was this really amazing poet. So the connection that he starts to make with the books and poetry and just this library in general, it just is a wonderful story. So again, that is Finding Langston, and that is by Lesa, Cline-Ransome. The next book that I am bringing you is called Betty Before X, and this book is by Shabazz. So this book is about Betty Shabazz, and Betty Shabazz was the wife of Malcolm X. So although this story is really, really wonderful and brings up a lot of really great talking points and knowledge, I do want to say that there is some violent parts in this book and racism and lots of racially charged sort of violence, including lynchings. But the thing with these books is it may be hard to read, but people had to and still have to live through these sorts of situations. So sometimes when you're reading something that might be like really horrible to read, it is beneficial because, like I said, people have to live through this and did live through this. So the least you could do is read about it and learn, and then just to become a better person. So anyway, so this book is about Betty Shabazz, the wife of Malcolm X, and this book is before she met Malcolm X. So it's a really great book about her story, and then also the story of Black people in this time in trying to gain rights and representation. So that is Betty Before X, and that is by Ilyasah Shabazz. The next book that I have for you today is called Our Castle by the Sea, and this book is by Lucy Strange, and that is a wonderful name. Anyway, so this book takes place in 1939, and it is about 11-year-old Petra and her family. They live in this lighthouse in Kent, which is in England. It all sounds absolutely magical. Unfortunately, this place in 1939 is not as magical as it sounds. So she lives there with her dad and her German mother and her sister, whose name is Magda, and that's a really heavy name. So the coast is preparing for a possible war with the Nazis, or an invasion from the Nazis at this time. So while this is all going on, the family also starts to face some repercussions from this. The mother is sent to an internment camp. The dad goes off to sea to Dunkirk to help in the operation against the Nazi, and Petra's sister is also seemingly hiding some things from Petra, and yeah, everything is really, really going wrong, and the story is about the family and how and if they can even survive all of this stuff. It's a really good take at one family's journey in England, which is a side we don't really hear about. We usually are about the United States or people inside the camps at this time. So it's really just, can this family survive the horrors of war? So that is Our Castle by the Sea, and it is by Lucy Strange. The last book that I have for you today is called Elsie Mae Has Something to Say, and this book is by Nancy J. Cavanaugh. So Elsie Mae Has Something to Say is about a little girl who spends the summer at her grandparents' house in the swamps. So the swamps is in the process of being sold to this shipping company. So Elsie Mae decides to take it upon herself to write to the president of the United States to save her family's home. So just a really enjoyable story about a little girl who has the gall to stand up for herself and her family, which is really amazing. So that is Elsie Mae Has Something to Say, and that book is by Nancy J. Cavanaugh. All right, so those are all of my sections, all 3 weeks for historical fiction. I hope that you enjoy them, and that you come into the Milton Public Library and see us. We have lots of stuff going on. We have more things out. We got a bunch of new kits that are available to be checked out. What else? Yeah, we just have so much going on. So just stop in and see what we're doing. And I'll see you next week. Bye.